Alright guys, today is a special day as it's the first full all-out leg workout I'm doing back in my own gym, but I'll be training with my fiancée. Sounds pretty good to say that now. So I'm gonna be training with her when I'm training the legs, specifically the glutes and the hamstrings. And the big difference is that I won't be talking during the workout at all. I'll just be focusing on the workout. So even though it will be filmed, I won't be interacting with the camera itself. At least I keep it to a very, very minimum, because my goal is to truly be very, very serious about making progression in those, body parts that I still need to bring up to be able to battle with the best. At the Olympia, I ate some humble pie. The placing is simply the placing I got. There's always a reason for it. And when I look at my physique, the only part that really needs to be worked on is the glutes and the hamstrings, and we are gonna tear them apart today. At least not just me, but also Marley, my fiancée, will be attacking it with me, and you'll see all of that. So once again, all the videos will be a lot more serious. I'll just be working out hard and you'll be seeing exactly what's going on as if you were in the gym with us. So that's going to be awesome. Anyway, let's train. So before the workout starts, we're doing some stretching motions as my coach, Stefan Kienzel, the boss of Outlaw, and Marley actually communicated with each other. And when she's the one who decides where the training is going to go, she can also say, okay, first we're going to do some stretching because my coach tells me I need more mobility work. I need to be more flexible in a lot of motions, a lot of movements. For example, on a squat, I want to be able to go down deeper, and I need to unlock my hips, unlock the glutes, stretch the hamstrings, stuff like this. And these are the stretching motions that I'm now doing for about 15 minutes before the workout, which normally I don't do. But honestly, after doing them, it feels quite intense already for me, as I've never really done this before. But you see so many people always advocating for stretching, not for the sake of stretching, but to make sure those muscles and those areas of structures open up to be able to do the motions, the movements, the exercises afterwards better. So I can increase my range of motion, get a better stretch, and in turn, a better stimulus.
Ja, maar het gaat gewoon dat je veel variatie hebt. Ja. Ja, daar zo, ja. En dan tenen los van de platform. Ja. En zet je voeten eens lager. Ja, sta je.
The first movement is a glute-focused movement, of course, the hip thrust. It's a very nicely isolated movement to really get the glutes involved before starting the rest of the workout. So what we do here is pretty heavy reps. So first a few warm-up sets, of course, but afterwards we go to around 8 reps. 8 is my true minimum, but to really engage those glutes to the max, get the most tension there, and disengage the lower back and the other muscles. I like to go, one workout a week, quite heavy. At least that's what Marley tells me as well, who is right now crushing me. But at least one time a week we go quite heavy, at least 8 reps, and the other time 12 to 15 to make sure we hit all the rep ranges for the glutes. So 2 to 3 heavy sets to begin with.
Dus. Hou je hoofd recht. Hou je hoofd naar mij toe kijken. Kijk, juist, zo ja. Als je naar achteren kantelt, dan ga je juist druk op die onderrug zetten. Dat mag niet. Je voelt ook dat de bilaanspanning, als ik zo doe, meer is. Yeah. Daar gaat het om.
And the most important thing here is the complete contraction of the glutes. So the squeeze. So I go all the way up in regards to the squeeze of the glutes. So it doesn't mean your upper body needs to be straight, because in my case that would mean that I contract the lower back as well to make that happen, to create that bridge formation. And all we want to do here is engage the glutes, get that through the full range of motion, and squeeze all the way at the top, and then go all the way down until you feel a good stretch, and repeat that without engaging the other muscles. So This is a great way to start this workout off. The weak body part, the glutes, need to be worked on first before even thinking about doing anything else.
Push, 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 push. Doorgaan. Doorgaan. Kom, niet stoppen. En niet wachten onderin dan. Push. Kom. Door dat af. Doordrukken. Laatste. Probeer nog 5 uit te pushen.
Ja.
Klaar. Niets.
Zo.
Die laatste was je iets verder te ver gezakt met je rug.
That was exercise 1.
Kom. Juist. Kapsjes. Kom. Step down.
The next movement is what Marley likes to call the step down. And as you can see, there's not a lot of weight needed on this machine. It's a Gym 80, basically a free squat machine or a squat motion machine. You can do a lot of different movements on this. Mostly I like to do facing away from the machine or facing to the machine, a regular squat pattern, which works the glutes also and the quads. But now we truly want to isolate the glutes here. We already pumped up the glutes with the best contraction during the first movement, during the hip thrust. But now you want to stretch it out to the max with this movement. So you can see when I go all the way down, that's when I feel the ultimate stretch. So if you want to do this movement correctly, put your foot a bit more in the middle of the platform. So don't put it, under the knee directly, but a little bit more to the inside, because when you go down, then the stretch in the glute is even better. So you get a stretch sooner than if you would do it with a normal stance. So that's what I try to do a little bit here. Sticking to around 12 to 15 reps. The first set was a little too light, but still it exploded the glutes, and it is a much more difficult motion than it looks like. So it might look easy, but it actually feels very, very difficult. And this is kind of comparable to like a split squat, like a front foot elevated Bulgarian split squat on a Smith machine or with a dumbbell. But this machine is even, it's easier to set up, but it's even more difficult to really finish with the glutes. So this is a great one to be able to, really get those stimulus going in the glutes. So this one is very important to me. A while ago, and I'm talking about more than 6 months ago, I had an injury in one of my hamstrings. It wasn't a tear or anything, but it really messed up my range of motion, which made me unable to do any Romanian deadlift variation at all. So now we're doing a Romanian deadlift with one leg, basically a B stance, so focusing on the front leg. So there is where you feel the stretch. So just like with the glutes, where we contracted it first and then stretched, we're doing the same with the hamstrings. So with the laying leg curl, we pump up the hamstrings. And with this movement, we stretch out the hamstrings. But even more important, this stretches the hamstrings near the hip. So you can't target the hamstring that attaches to the hip bone with a laying leg curl or any leg curl. So you have to do a Romanian deadlift or a stiff leg deadlift to be able to target the part of the hamstring that attaches to the hip. So that's what we're doing here. And I think I'm gonna make a lot of progress in my posterior chain and the hamstring thickness on the back and also the glutes and even the adductors doing the Romanian deadlift. So on one day, which is this day, we're doing it kind of unilaterally, focus on one leg at a time. And the other day, we're doing it old school style, both legs at the same time. So we're hitting heavy weights on one day and slightly lighter weights on this day, but still the focus on the best possible stretch is important here. So go all the way down, push your hip back. So don't think about moving your upper body down, but think more of putting your hips back. And when you put your hips back, that's when you really stretch the hamstring and don't involve the lower back, which is to me quite important. Otherwise the lower back will be too involved, and when the lower back is involved, it will give up first before the hamstring. So make sure to hinge your hips backwards and focus on the stretch in the hamstrings, and don't making your upper body go downwards. That's really a cue that I learned that really fixes this motion for me and really targets that muscle you want to target. And then of course you cannot do a leg workout with a very good basic compound, so we had a choice either doing a hack squat or a leg press or any other squat. So one day I'll be doing either a belt squat or a hack squat, really focusing on the quads more in combination with a leg extension. But today is just going to be the leg press, putting my legs outwards a little bit. So I do stretch the quads when I'm going all the way down, but also the adductors, which is the inner thighs, and I need them to grow as well, because that will give the, pretty much the illusion of a bigger leg in total. Even though the quads don't need to grow as much, the inner legs, if they grow, your legs look twice as big, which is something that will be a shame not to utilize in leg development. So I'm going all the way down until I feel my butt would almost leave the platform, because otherwise I'm going deeper, but the only range of motion I'm gaining is in the glutes going off the platform, which would mean the lower back is involved. What you want to be involved is only the quads and the adductors, the inner legs. So that's what I'm doing here, making sure that the tension is totally on those parts of the leg. And the last set was actually a nice drop set. I've been in prep for 20 plus weeks. We've only been home not too long. This is a second leg workout I'm doing really after the Olympia. So I need 1 or 2 more weeks before I really can go beyond failure. So we still did a nice drop set, as you can see, but it's important not to go too down. Don't dig a hole that's too deep, because you can't get out of it after a competition so soon.
Yes, finish.
And then the last motion is something that Marley likes to call a little dessert for the last exercise of the day. And trust me, it feels a lot more useful than it looks, because I want in the side chest and also all the other poses that the glutes look more dominant. So when the side of the gluteus minimus, I believe, or something like that, at least the smaller part of the side of the glute, when that grows, it gives you more of an illusion also of having a bigger, more round developed glute, which is what we need, of course. And we're also always doing one of these movements, either in the adductor machine by Jim 80, or the total hip machine, which you can also utilize this muscle with, or with an ankle bracelet with that's 1 kilo, like this. And it's only 1 kilo, you're like, oh, that's light, but trust me, if you do this at the end of the workout, it feels quite intense. I was able to get like 12, 13 reps max. And then if you're really honest, if you keep your range of motion and your form correct, you can't do any more than this. If you can, well, congratulations, but you didn't work out hard enough. But it really feels great. It really pumps up that area, really gets a lot of blood flow in there. And since it's around 12 reps, it's still in that ideal rep range for muscle growth. You can keep it nice and low, but still stimulate that muscle to the max.
Can I just lay down like this for an hour? But the lactic acid won't leave. Oh, die benen zijn echt groot. Oh ja, ja.
after all the motions, after all the exercises, so the workout is done, we're still doing some stretching because now all the muscles are pumped up, and it's very nice to open them up a little bit again, so you can go through the day a bit better and to just get that routine going of stretching before the workout and also after the workout. So after the workout, you only want to do not activating exercises like we did before the workout, but also mostly just stretches. And for me, the glutes and the inner thighs, those are the areas I need to stretch the most, as those got the most blood in there during this workout. So that's important to do some stretching there. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be complicated, and that way you actually adhere to these stretches every single time, rather than it being something you don't look forward to. And this is actually feels quite nice. It opens you up before going and enjoying the post-workout meal and going about your day. That's why we're doing the stretching at the very end as well. All right, as you saw, that was quite an intense and different workout, but that's the key. Different is what I need. So I've been training for many years, since I was 14 years old, and all that time I developed a great upper body, great arms, even the quads improved quite a lot to be able to hang with the top guys, but the glutes and the hamstrings still need something different, and the true only way to make them grow is to train with somebody who's obsessed with making them grow, and no one cares more about making them grow than Marley, of course, as you saw in this video. She crushed me, and we didn't even go to all out yet, but today still felt quite a crushing leg workout, mostly focusing on the glutes, the hamstrings, and a touch-up of the quads at the end with the leg press. So the other leg workout will be more quad focused, but we always will start with the glutes and hamstrings first, and later on the quads, as in my whole lower body, the quads are the strongest point, and then the hamstrings, and then the glutes. So that's the order I'll be training them in. And the calves I actually move to another day after chest or back or even on a rest day to be able to accumulate more time for the legs themselves, so that it doesn't take so long. As you saw, quite some movement specifically included for the glutes and the hamstrings. But it was an amazing workout, and of course after this workout it's time for the delicious post-workout victory meal. Always important, enough carbohydrates, but mostly enough protein. And guess what, guys? I gotta show you this. I am very happy to announce that we restocked the stroopwafel whey flavor, and with code Wesley you can always get the maximum discount as 20% off all protein right now to celebrate the comeback of stroopwafel whey. I was proud before that we even got this whey, but now that it's sold out within 1.5 days, ESN was like, okay, what can we do to restock this as quickly as possible? They made it happen once again. So it's back in stock right now, stroopwafel whey, code Wesley to get the maximum discount. But trust me, you want to try this one because some people even bought 7 tubs because they loved it so much. So you want to be one of the first to get it again. It's just, I feel very, very proud of this, and this is just the beginning, and also the beginning of this new phase to really emphasize the progress to the next competition, guys. I'm taking this seriously, as you saw in this video, and this is just the beginning. So be ready for a lot more content like this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Yeah, guys, and if you tried the stroopwafel whey, also let me know what you thought of the flavor. And for now, it's just time to enjoy the rest of the day. Anyway, don't forget to stay golden, and thank you for watching. And I have to say this correctly, thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.